Hello people, welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching the home of hard-hitting truths back again.
Can we wind it in for a second, mate? What exactly is going on here, please? This needs explaining. Are these the new contestants from Love Island, or is this the latest boy band to hit the charts?
But the real question is, baby, have you missed your weekly sessions out at the Comedy Store? Have you been emotionally stable for the last 3 months? And how the hell is your heart doing after last night? Let's get into it.
This is for the ones who care.
Welcome back to the home of hard-hitting truths. Another year of ups and downs in the Premier League has officially started with a roller coaster of a curtain raiser, a 7-goal thriller, a 90-minute journey through heart failure. I've lost my voice, a bit more self-respect, and a little bit more of my sanity. Oh boy, it's good to be back. I'm still trying to catch my breath, if I'm honest. I mean, if ever there was an advert for this incredibly entertaining league, this really was it. 60,000 people in the stands, all full of hopes and dreams and aspirations for the new season. A fresh, clean slate, stats at 0. Let's do this, baby. And then, wow, I mean, incredible start. Everyone going absolutely nuts and in some kind of dream world when Lacazette scored with his second touch, emulating the great Ian Wright by scoring on his debut against Leicester City with a header. This is the start that we all wanted. And then bang, immediately, I mean, in true Arsenal fashion, only this club brought crashing back down to earth when the defence, if we can even call it that, capitulated for the first time on the night. We're back. We're actually back. And I'm sorry, this club are determined to kill me, right? They are determined to put me 6 feet under with stress. I mean, if this is anything to go by, we are in for one hell of a nightmare of a season. Because it's great that we've got the 3 points, don't get me wrong. What a start. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, points-wise. It's great that Lacazette is off the mark. It's great that Ramsey is back and scoring. It's incredible that Olivier Giroud is actually staying and fighting for his place. But for God's sake, I'm serious. I don't know if I can deal with a whole season of this. Now, you know, this is the home of hard-hitting truth, and I'll be goddamned if that's going to change. And I know we're only 1 game in to the season, 90 minutes in. But I'm sorry, it would actually be wrong not to go in. So we're going in, and when we go in, we go balls deep, baby. So, in as much detail as I can possibly remember off the top of my head, man for man, let's get into it. I'm sorry. Petr Cech. Petr Cech. You know, I told you guys nearly 2 years ago that this guy was finished. And somehow, some of you are just waking up to smell that coffee. Here's the thing. The coffee's cold now, mates, right? It's basically an iced coffee. And where this guy probably was once capable of saving the club 10 to 15 points, I'm afraid to say he's going to end up costing us this season. Fact number 1. I mean, we are talking a fucking Chris Rock level of comedy here. Not an actual clue whether to come for a cross or not. So old and stiff, he can barely get down to the ground anymore. In fact, the only time he's actually saving anything, right, is when it's at head height right at him. I mean, this is... Now, I know you probably think I'm exaggerating, right? But the truth is, if you add a makeshift defence to a keeper without confidence, you're asking for banter. And oh wow, like some kind of fucking postman on April Fool's Day. We delivered the banter. At one stage of this game, right, we actually had a winger at right back, a right back at left back, and 2 left backs at centre back. What's going on? I've really missed this. Oxlade-Chamberlain is not a left wing back. In fact, he did play quite well, but that's because he is a better footballer than Hector Bellerin will ever be. Fact number 2. Right now, he's actually a better right back than Hector. Monreal is not a centre back. And one thing I know for sure is that he is not best suited to staying in the middle of a back 3. But the truth is, he's probably the only one that you can really trust. Because I'm telling you this now, Holding simply is not ready. He's barely finished puberty. And he just needs more time. And I know a lot of people are gassed over the fact he only cost 2 million. Yeah, okay, all right. But the truth remains, he is far from being a finished article. His decision-making needs work. And you could see the poor kid just getting really frustrated when he was making mistakes. Mostly because he wants to fucking run it out of our box the whole time. I mean, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Got a question for you, right? What is actually happening with Callum Chambers, who is a recognised centre-back with Premier League experience galore and did quite well with Borough last year. I'm confused as to why he's sitting in his best Abercrombie suit on the sidelines, unless of course we're actually selling the guy and trying to protect him from injury. Speaking of which, we got a glimpse of Alexi, right? And he was with some bird that was either trying to put him in the friend zone or let him know that she's really not that interested in you, mate. I mean, again, is he really injured, or are we protecting him for some reason? I'm a little bit worried, right? And the only reason I'm really questioning it is because Alexis, do you remember when he got stamped on? His ankle got trodden on in the Copa America 2016 last year. The guy had elephantitis on his legs and still played, right? He played through the pain. Here you got a guy whose mentality has literally been forced down our throat. He never wants to stop playing. He's a winner. He wants to play football. Where is he? Maybe that's the cynic in me. But does it make sense to you that a player like Alexis would be happy missing the first game of the season? Wenger said he wouldn't play him anyway. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Kolasinac. Woo! Sayad Kolasinac. Sorry, where have we got this guy from? This guy has been raised in the woods of Siberia alongside bears, silverback gorillas, and wild wolves. Do not mess around with the kid. I mean, he's literally eating Mahrez for lunch. That is actually called bullying, right? That is bullying. Yeah? I feel like we've been crying out for this kind of character for such a long time. This guy is trying to feed his family with every challenge. And if you think that you are getting past the wall, you got another thing coming. Fun times. Anyway, let's talk about the midfield. The midfield. Okay, back to reality, I guess. I'm seeing a lot of people giving Xhaka a hard time. And let's be clear, on the whole, he was pretty poor. But to me, this is more about the partnership of Elneny and Xhaka, which, I have to say, not really a great fan of. And you put two and two together, and that is therefore going to have a knock-on effect for the rest of the side. Because Ozil starts to come too deep. You've got Lacazette thinking he's got to start going back to the halfway line to try and win the ball back. And as a result, we're not yet seeing the superb link-up play that the two of them potentially could have. What we've actually got in Xhaka and Elneny are two players who love to get in the way of each other. I mean, most of the time they're not only standing in the same place, but they're also trying to do the same thing. And as far as the formation goes, it just creates quite a bad dynamic. And I've got to say that whilst the goals that we've conceded are actually being blamed on this makeshift defence, the fact of the matter is that if you look closely and analyse, the mistakes are mostly stemming from midfield, mate. And it's just common sense that if your midfield are kind of more inclined to go sideways and backwards 90% of the time to an already dodgy looking defence, you're asking for trouble. And God, what did we really expect from Vardy? What did we actually expect from Leicester? There you got a guy who has battled his way up from non-league football. He's won the Premier League on a diet of Red Bull, kebabs, and a couple of lines of the strong stuff at half-time. What did we expect? From the get-go, as per usual, Leicester City absolutely killing it on the counter, and Vardy looking fired up. More fired up than last season, that's for sure. And you know I'm not going to pull any punches, but I have to be honest, and I'll probably get slated for this, but if you've been following my channel for the last 4 to 5 years, you'll know that Lacazette is always the first player that I sign on, whether it's Football Manager, Career Mode, or whatever. I'm gassed about the fact that we've got this guy, but this is the home of hard-hitting truths, and I'll be damned if I'm going to change that for anyone. I'm not going to start being biased to the guy just because we signed him. I have to admit that on the night, Jamie Vardy, he outperformed him. More electrifying pace, more tenacity, more aggression, more clinical. I mean, what did he really do apart from the header? You know, his hold-up play is good, I guess. I mean, how either of these fucking dwarfs are winning headers in 2017, I don't know, but that is another matter entirely. And the ball from Albrighton was just incredible delivery. And to give Leicester some credit, the way that they pressed Arsenal's first touch was very impressive, and it really was being very effective. And I don't know how many teams are actually going to turn up at the Emirates, score 3 goals, and leave without a point. Let's touch on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, shall we? I mean, I hope we actually don't sell the guy. He has got a lot of potential, but his final ball is worse than Welbeck's finishing. And Danny, if Danny Welbeck could finish, I mean, I'm really pushing the boat out here, but if Danny Welbeck could finish, he'd be world class. The power, the pace, the ability to go past a man, the heading ability. I mean, maybe that's the real reason why we don't play him up front, because he really has got it all otherwise. I'm not talking about falling over the ball from 3 yards out when you've only got an open goal to aim at. But like Ox, if you're going to run the whole length of the pitch past 5 guys, only to lose it at the end of the run, what's the point? Well, I'll tell you what the point is, right? The point is that in signing Alexandre Lacazette, we have actually ignited a fire within the belly of the big man mountain of a Frenchman. Olivier Giroud is not going to be outdone by a little dwarf-sized Thierry Henry wannabe. And we've been crying out for a striker for years. And now he's finally here. You actually thought that Big Ollie was going to go down without a fight. Incredible. I just find it so ironic that after all this time of moaning and putting banners up and actually breaking our record transfer fee on a striker, that it is the unloved one who came off the bench. It is the underappreciated one who put that £50 million man back out on the left-hand side and produced yet another top quality 15-20 minute performance. He's the super sub of dreams, this guy. And it is time that we put some goddamn respect on this man's name. I mean, the strength that he showed to hold off Maguire. Maguire is hench. If I'm like this, right, he's like double that and taller, okay? Not only the strength to hold off Maguire, but also Wes Morgan, and to keep his header on target with enough power to beat Schmeichel. I mean, what a man mountain. What an absolute hero. 99 goals in 229 games. It's really not that bad, is it? So, 3 points to kick things off. But it's got to be said that if we are actually going to defend like that against top teams, we're going to be in for one hell of a dramatic season, boys. Obviously, Mustafi, Koscielny, Gabriel, Mertesacker, all to come. Mertesacker, you've got a scratch on your face. Why are you not playing, mate? Anyhow, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new, and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. For now, though, my name's been hughwizzy, and this has been fucking headache. That's what it's been.